Have you or a loved one ever been a horse?
Nay! Hey, what's up, Internet? It's the Jerry Crew, yeah! Probably wondering why I'm dressed like this.
If you read the title, you'd have half a fucking clue.
This is kind of gonna be an odd story time.
Hope it's relatable, otherwise someone's gonna call the police.
Also, if you hear little jingles over there, that is Mr. Milo, the cat, and he is having a really fun time right now.
He is not a horse.
As much as he'd like to be, he's not. I don't even think he'd like to be. He likes to make lots of noise. He's a big boy. Upon talking to a lot of different people, I have discovered that across the nation, he doesn't even want to be around this shit. You know,
how many people have you talked to across the fucking nation?
I'm not even shitting you. I've talked to people from all over that are from all over this country, and they all report the same sort of phenomena. What it is that there's always one girl in.
It's always a girl.
It's always a girl. There's always one girl in elementary school that is just obsessed with horses. And all they do is talk about horses. Like, they just know a bunch of, like, different facts about horses that they spew off at random points. Well, guess what? I was one of those kids, if you can't tell.
1 in 4 people are a horse kid. And there's 4 Jerrys.
So
what does that fucking tell you? And it's Cassidy.
This isn't something that I was comfortable talking about for a long time because, you know,
she was just too traumatized.
I denied myself for so long. I couldn't even, you know, I just couldn't come to terms with it. Even though it affects 1 in 4 people, it's a very traumatic disease. And it's something that's not usually talked about. We are going to talk about my days as the horse kid.
The horse kid.
Like, this started like in 1st grade. I saw this one animated movie called Spirit. I really, really loved that movie. It like inspired me on so many levels because this horse just like ran around in like the Civil War era in the frontier, and you know, fucking Civil War Colonel guy's like, I want to ride you, and he's like, bitch, no. And then like a Native American guy like comes around and wants to ride him. He's like, first he's like, bitch, no, but then eventually he's like, fine, all right, you can ride me. I just found that really personal because I don't want some bitch on my back.
I can't do this.
Then I also loved American Girl growing up, and one of my favorite American Girls was Felicity, and Felicity has like a huge love for horses, and she stole her horse from the infamous Jiggy Nye.
I don't know who that is.
It's a good thing you don't.
No. Is he related to Bill Nye, the science guy?
He wishes. In 1st grade, I was an outcast, but I did have like a group of friends. Me and this one girl, Madeline, we were like BFFs, and we played like on the playground and shit all the time, and for a while we went through a phase of we wanted to pretend to be teenagers. This was the precursor of the horse kid phase.
Do you still want to be a teenager?
I mean, I still am a teenager. I don't know. I'd rather not. But yeah, so it was like we walked around with like the early 2000s like flip phones that our parents gave us that didn't work, but they were for pretend. We thought we were cool, like Lizzie McGuire or something. We're just like, yeah. You know, the teenage angst isn't for everyone, so eventually we got tired of playing that game, so we're like, hey, let's do something else. Milo's like, he knows what's up. He understands my pain. He's an emotional support animal, and he knows how uncomfortable I am talking about my past. He's just coming in to say hello. We got tired of playing that game of being fake teenagers. I was like, I got an idea. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, let's play house. Because I mean, I know, like, everybody in, like...
Yeah, you know, everyone played house.
But I'm like, with a twist.
What was the fucking twist, Cass?
We're gonna play house, but we're horses.
What?
And instead of running away in terror as she should have, instead she was like, yes. Basically, it was just like House, but we were horses. We said that like the horses ate like hay stew, and like we put like grass in like this one puddle that we called the watering hole that was always filled up for some reason. Even when it didn't rain for a long time, this puddle, I don't fucking know, it's like the fountain of youth or something. I would understand why people didn't want to like play that game, because you know, it's pretending to be another species of mammal. I was proven wrong, because about 20 other first grade girls, and there was no boys, none of the boys wanted any part of this. They all joined my herd.
Herd?
It was a herd.
Wonderful.
We would run around the playground in stampedes. I'm not even shitting you. We'd be like, it's time for the stampede! Basically just like run at full speed like across like the field or something that we were playing on. Like, here, I'll demonstrate it.
Oh no.
Imagine like 20 first graders doing that, and then like
No, I don't want to.
other cliques of kids like started to notice.
I'd be surprised if they didn't.
They wanted to be a part of our army of horse wannabes. Actually, no, they didn't want to be a part of it. They just acknowledged that it existed. And they didn't tell me to stop. They didn't tell me that I was weird. Instead, they asked me to do stuff for them. There was this one troublemaking kid, you know, wanted to get revenge on someone. He wanted to get vengeance on this kid because this kid beat him in Foursquare.
Oh no.
He came up to me and he's like, you know, can you and your horses go and chase this kid? I'm just like, how much? He's like, well, what do you want? I'll give you anything. What do you want? I'm like, dandelions. A whole shit ton of dandelions. He's like, oh, I don't know if I can. I'm like, well, you're going to, or else it's deal or no deal. So he was like, okay, I'll be back. And then he came back, and I was like, shit, all right, you paid up. Let's go get this kid.
Could have asked this kid for straight up fucking cash, you know?
I really could have.
Like his fucking lunch money. Be like, give me your lunch money. You just wanted to terrorize people while you pretended to be a horse, is what you want.
I thought what would be the closest equivalent to like horse money. I don't fucking know. I took being a horse kid to a new level. I wasn't just obsessed with horses. I was a horse. I was a horse kid mob boss. What's up? Yeah. Oh yeah, you can tell. It's a hard way of life. It's not for everybody. Okay, so I mentioned this puddle that I've been jokingly calling the fountain of youth. It was just a disgusting puddle that never drained for some reason. I was fascinated with this puddle, and it was just a perfect watering hole. It was the middle of the fucking field that we pranced around in, and I'm like, yes, this is great. Someone came around and they, you know, paid me for what they wanted me and my horses to do. But the victim came around the watering hole and was like, oh, come on, chase me, come on. So my ass, I got mad, so I was like, fine. I got up and I started chasing him, but I overestimated my power because I ran around the puddle and I slipped in the mud and fell right in the fucking puddle on my ass. And I got just mud everywhere all over myself, and then I started crying.
Just imagine this like 6-year-old girl going like, nay! And then just like going
like when I tell that story, people are always like torn between feeling sorry for me because, you know, I was only a first grader, but the other half of the population's like, ha, that's fucking hilarious.
Guess which one I am.
We all know. Oh. I didn't just pretend to be a horse though. I also rode horses. I was like a horseback rider and stuff. I never actually owned a horse, but I was really passionate about the animals. Back in the age of Webkins and Club Penguin, there was also another website called Bellicera. And I was an avid member of the Belisara community. Belisara basically was like Webkins and Club Penguin and stuff, but instead you like took care of these like magical horses. You took care of unicorns, you took care of Pegasi, you took care of mermaid Pegasus unicorns.
What the fuck? No.
When you go to Justice, they'd have like these cards, and this was how you'd get the horses. Like for the game, you would register these cards that you'd buy from Justice or something. It was sort of like Pokemon, I guess, because you could trade them and stuff too. It was like Pokemon and Webkins mixed together. Over time, it like introduced a villain. It's a sad moment when the franchise that you're invested in gains a villain and you begin to love the villain more than you love the hero.
I've always loved the villains more than the heroes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means that I'm an asshole, but I just always have.
The villain character in the Belisara universe is this woman who rides fucking gigantic wolves. And when I saw that, I'm like, that is metal.
She loves wolves too.
I love wolves too. Yeah,
She
wolves
was
are
torn.
Just imagine freaking like riding off into battle. Everybody else is like, you know, riding like stereotypical horses or whatever. Which horses, I love riding horses too, but it's like they come in, they're just like expecting whatever, just a normal battle. You come in with a freaking battle wolf.
Was it like the size of a horse?
Yeah, it would like, I'm like, just imagine that. It'd be fucking terrifying. Just like a giant wolf just like coming in and just being like, "Rah."
No wonder you like the villain more. I'd rather have that.
The older I got, I realized that the marketing of that was to kind of show you don't want to be a strong warrior woman. You want to be like a dainty, girly hero. Which there's nothing wrong with that. But you shouldn't be, women shouldn't be dissing other women.
Be who you want to be.
Barbie.
B-A-R-B-I-E, Barbie girl. Pretend I didn't say that. Please cut it out. Cut it out. I blew my Barbies up with fireworks.
Yeah, that actually does sound really fun though.
It was.
Fast forward to when I'm like in 6th grade, I kind of still have that horse kid part of me, but it's just underneath pre-teen angst, regret, sadness, boy crushes. The 6th grade class had to go to this like camp where they had horses there, and I was really excited because at that point I had to stop horseback riding because it just got way too expensive, because if any of you know who've ridden horses, it is not a cheap sport. So, but I was really, really, really excited because I'm like, yes, I could finally ride a horse again. And so I met my one horse, and she was super awesome. Her name was Annie. It was really cute. Of course, in middle school, there's always that clique of girls that they are just like, oh, I'm so cool.
You know who you are?
You know who you are. They basically just kind of like came in and were just bullying everyone as usual, you know, because we watched way too much Disney Channel.
We really did.
And they thought that was how you act with people if you want to be
not.
popular.
It's not.
Basically, this one girl was like, I will only ride a white horse because I'm a little princess. And I'm just like, dude, don't ride a white horse, because I know from experience that white horses, they don't like the fact that they're white. They don't. They seriously, no, they don't. The minute you wash them, they decide that they're gonna go roll in mud or something.
I don't like the fact that I'm white either, Cass.
Like, they're aware that they're white, and they know they can be seen, I think, by predators and stuff more easily than the other horses, so they like to roll in mud and stuff right when you give them a bath. And I told this girl this, because I'm just like, hey, listen to me. I was the horse kid mob boss a couple years ago. I know my shit. She proceeded to choose to ride a white horse. Literally the first thing that happened when we went on the trail is the horse just jumps into this big thing of mud, and I was just like, you know, my horse kid days, they were enjoyable. I honestly have to say that I never really left.
Look at what she's wearing.
I mean, I did buy this recently. I got it from the store called Altered State. I'll leave a link to their website below. I mean, just look at it. It has a mohawk. Cause then I could just imagine me like riding like a motorcycle with this on. I'd just be like, bitches, you thought?
Motorcycle and then pretty rainbow. Very nice.
Okay, if you know any horse kids or if you were one yourself, please comment below. There always is one. There always is one.
If you don't know who it is, it's probably you.
If you like what you saw, please click like and subscribe.
Subscribe to see more of whatever the heck this was.
Bye!